topic for the day is compound interest calculation using TI-84 plus GDC. Now, before we use the GDC, we should be familiar with the formula and what are the different parts of the formula that we are going to use, which is the future value. FV stands for the future value. PV stands for the present value. And R, as always, stands for the rate of interest. And finally, K stands for the number of compoundings per year. For example, do we calculate the compound interest every year, or is it done half yearly, quarterly, or every month? So it is the number of compounding per year. Now we shouldn't forget one more term here, which is N. You can see it's K multiplied by N. So N stands for the number of years. And now we are all good to start with the GDC. Now where to look for in your GDC for using the TVM solver? First you press on Apps, you select Financial Solver, and then you select the TVM solver. TVM stands for time, value, and money. Let me just take you to each of the windows that you will see before you reach the TVM solver. Press Apps. Now the key Apps falls diagonally below the alpha key, or you can see in between the math and the program key. So you have the apps there. Next you have a window which shows the applications that is available. You take the first one, which is for finance. The next window that opens is the TVM solver. You have multiple options here. Select the first one, TVM solver, the time, value, money solver, which opens another window where you have all these parameters: N, I, PV, PMT, FV, P bar Y, C bar Y, and end and begin. So you should know the exact values that need to be dropped into each of these parameters or the spaces provided here to get your final answer. Now what values to enter? As discussed earlier, N is the number of years, I stands for the rate of interest per annum. Now when you read the question, if it says 5.3% is the interest rate that is used for compounding, then you have to enter just this 5.3 here. That's it. You don't have to put the sign, neither you have to change it. So this is just the value that you enter here. The present value is what is exactly the amount that the person has, which is going to be deposited into the bank or wherever it is. And then you have PMT. PMT stands for the payments that you're going to make. Since we are not talking about any loan amount or any payments that we are going to make annually or monthly, no more deposits every month or in regular interval of time. So when you are doing compound interest calculation, the payment PMT should be set to 0. The future value is exactly what you're going to find in a couple of years, the amount that's going to be with you. Now PPY or P/Y, it just means the same. It is the number of payments you have per year. Now again, we are not going to make any payment. We said the payments are 0, but still, as a logic, we can say the amount that you're going to invest into the bank is just one single payment that you're going to put it to get the interest. So you set P/Y as 1, and this is going to be a fixed thing. Always remember, for compound interest calculation, PMT 0, the payments are going to be 0, and the P/Y payment per year is going to be set to 1. You have to memorize, or you have to remember this. Now C/Y or CP, the compounding per year, if it is annually, that means you're calculating the interest once a year, so you put 1 there. If it's half yearly, that means every 6 months, So twice a year, you put C/Y as 2. If it's quarterly, it's going to be 4 times per year. And for sure it's monthly, so 12 months, and C/Y will be entered as 12. Coming to the part where we should know how to get the missing value or the required answer. Now from the screen, once the values are entered, you have to place the cursor to the point where you need. For example, in this case, if n is the missing variable that you want to find the number of years, then you keep the cursor there and you press alpha enter. In the later part of this video, I'll be showing you how to put the values and to use this step. Just to remind you that it is alpha enter which need to be pressed to find the missing variable. And remember that for compound interest calculation, the payment PMT is 0 and P/Y is 1. Now as you read the question, it is a good habit to underline the number and to mark what is given so that you can use whether it's FV, PV, K, R or N directly into your GDC for quick solving. Shunsuke invests 3,000 Japanese yen, JPY, at 6.5 interest. So he is going to invest this money. This is going to be the present value, 6.5% interest. So it's going to be R, and compounded annually. So compounded annually, that means your K is going to be 1, and for 15 years. So N will take the value 15. Calculate the amount of money that Shunsuke has after 15 years. So after 15 years, so they are asking you for the future value. Just follow the steps that we have already discussed to reach the screen. You have to enter 15, I is 6.5, the present value is 3,000, PMT, as I said, no payment, so 0. Future value is something that you don't know. Now let me just show you this in the GDC. You will see that even after pressing enter, the cursor doesn't move down. So even if you use the up and down arrow, it doesn't go. So you have to press a 0 there and then try to fill in the below. Then you go back to the future value FV and press alpha enter to get the answer. Now you can see a negative sign with the future value because it says negative 7,715.52302. Now just don't confuse yourself, ignore the negative sign, just write your answer as positive 7715.523. If you want to give your answer to 3 significant figures, it's going to be 7,720. Now depreciation is another top link to this lesson. So I'll be giving you the keynotes on what to be done. Now depreciation is nothing but the fall in value of your asset. For example, you buy a car for 10,000 BD and after a few years the money just falls to maybe 7,000 when you try to sell the car. So the present value here is way higher, and the future value, you can see there is a fall in the value of your car. So this is where we have to consider the rate of interest which is given in the question to be negative. So you take R as negative and you do all other steps as we have discussed earlier. So keep this in mind if they are asking you a question where there is a fall in value in future. We are talking about depreciation. where R should be entered as negative. If R is considered as 6% in the previous questions, if it is something related to depreciation, you have to take R as -6. So please don't forget this, follow the same steps. Now try to do this question by yourself. You can just pause the video and try to solve it. Now when you enter the value for FV and PV for calculating any other missing variable, be sure that either one of it is kept as negative.